That's always cool to me. I very much like looking at really nice diffusers on switches. All right, so today we're taking a look at ChosFox's new keyboard. It's the Leo80, and the Leo80 comes in at a pretty decent price point for what you get. I've been keeping my eye on this one here, and when they reached out to take a look, I was like, yeah, let's do it. F13 or not. I don't know if this is the WinKey or WinKeyless version. We'll find out right now. The board, what else do we got in the pack here? We got a cable in the box here. We also have we got a bunch of stuff. USB receiver, because this is Bluetooth. Just a bunch of standard accessories, I'd say. And then the rest of it should be all in here, all pre-done for us, but we'll take a look at it. And then you get the carrying case. We'll give our honest opinions and thoughts on this. It comes in at $168, and then if you want the white one, it's a few dollars more. I think it's like $4 more. But yeah, $168 or $172, which is not bad, I think. And then I think they gave me a discount code too, which can give you a few dollars extra off that too. We'll see. So one of the things I was a little concerned about this, but they ended up sending me some of the stats, was the front height. I was like, man, is this going to be one of those boards that has like an obnoxious front height that I'm not going to like? No, this has a bit of a cherry lip, and it comes in at about 20 mil. So it is exactly on the top end of what I would normally like. So therefore, I shouldn't feel like I need e-restressed, which is important to me. Pretty standard TKL otherwise. It does have a bunch of weight to it. Like I can feel the weight in this, which is nice. It does come with stabs too, which is also good. I don't know if I'm a fan of this badge over here. I really hope that they can give you an option to put something else there, or that I can just take that off and put a keycap in or a switch in there. And then you have the back, which is, I don't know why they put PVD, but it's a brass weight with enamel fill, and it's done pretty well. It's done pretty well, the enamel and stuff like that. Everything looks pretty clean on this. Pretty standard, and then you got RGB on the sides. Not bad. Basic box on wedge with a seam. I don't even know. I can't even say that seriously anymore, because I know you guys are going to start memeing on me, man. Basic box on wedge with a seam, and then you got the little RGB on the side there. So overall, a pretty cute looking keyboard. There's the Bluetooth toggle and stuff like that too. You can see the batteries are already plugged in. And then the polling rate, which was in the notes too, was 1,000 megahertz or something. I think it was 1,000. But let's open this guy up, because I'm gonna need some of the stuff in here. Oh no, there is like force break stuff here, guys. Whoa, what is this kind of cable? Wait, I low-key kind of like this cable. So they have, I'm assuming, is there, let me see this actually for a moment. Is the Bluetooth module on the daughter board? I think it is. Okay. Okay, then we have the battery over here. We have some standoffs. Interesting. Then we have some foam, which I'm going to put to the side. It does look like one of the hot swap sockets is a little melted. Maybe that was done in the factory. But okay, let's take this apart. So I'm going to get the stabs here. We're going to take the stabs out. And I do want to take some of this foam out too. Like I said, I've been keeping an eye on this board. It does seem to have some pre-done force break stuff here. You guys can see all these little pieces of silicone. So all these are force break things. We have the RGB diffuser here, battery, foam if you guys want. What I like about this is it has a bit of a cherry lip, which I always think is very pretty on keyboards. But let's unscrew some of this. Also, it looks like in terms of layout, pretty standard. There's nothing we can switch here. So we're not going to get our hopes up for switching. However, it does look like the PCB, for whatever reason, supports ISO or ISO, but does it support it? Yeah, it does. But it doesn't actually support it. So I don't know if that cutout was just, oh, I guess you could technically move or add a hot swap socket here, because they have the layout for it, but also I'm worried that LED might get in the way. Weird how they wouldn't just have that there. Technically you could resolder the existing hot swap socket. It looks like technically you could. Or if you have an extra one, because I think you would still need one more socket for this layout here, because they have like the cutouts for it all right there as well. Interesting decision. I don't know if I 100% agree with it, but interesting decision. Let's get rid of this IPX foam. IXPE, I believe it was on the list. Interesting. So these are some switches Chosfox sent out, and I took a look at these earlier, and they're pre-lubed and stuff. They sound pretty good pre-lubed. I feel like potentially these switches could feel a little bit better if you added some lubricant, but I don't know by how much, just because I haven't actually like gone in and tested that. Oh no, they're right here. TTC Light Cloud V2s. TTC Light Cloud V2s. These are so light. 45. Ooh. I like these. All right, pretty simple build. Let's try no foam first, then we can put some keycaps on. And then I'm gonna try foam, and then I might try swapping out the switches to something else. We shall see. Also, don't forget, guys, tinkering is like half the fun with keyboards. So if you guys can't get your sound profile right the first time, don't be afraid to like open it up and give it another go. Don't know if I'm gonna like these switches. Really don't. They seem really bright, and I don't know if brightness is like the move with this particular board right now. That's always cool to me. I very much like looking at really nice diffusers on switches. Looks pretty cool. That's really nice. Yeah, the diffusion's really nice. And then we also have RGB popping out of the side over here, which you can kind of see a little bit. I think when I turn the lights off, it's a little bit visible. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Adds a nice little underglow effect, sorta. X-ray keycaps would look with the diffusers, actually. That'd be pretty cool. All right. So this is the Leo80. This one here is from Chosfox. Chosfox, if you guys aren't aware of, they've done some pretty good switches, and they've had some pretty good product releases. Nice little side profile because of that cherry lip. We have a pretty large seam, and then we also, it's pretty much like a box on wedge kind of look, which is nice. I don't mind this at all. And then we have our back over here, which is you have your toggle here for the Bluetooth. We have our USB-C, which is kind of hidden away. Oh, my fingers are a little bit looby. Sorry, guys. And then we have our bottom of our keyboard here. I guess let's see what this looks like with the RGB on. Why am I a sucker for this? Why do I like that? Why does this look cool? It's the keycap mixed with this design. Actually, this badge over here is kind of growing on me right now. This is definitely growing on me. It's because it looks really cool. Okay. That's the Bluetooth connectivity. I was like, why is that flashing blue? Because it's waiting to pair with the Bluetooth unit. If keyboard brands did properly diffuse stuff like this with good quality keycaps, it looks nice. I mean, it also looks nice with no RGB on too, right? I think this looks pretty slick with nothing too. Nice. So again, good quality case, has a battery in it, Bluetooth. I don't know if I think my problem with design sometimes, and this is just my personal opinion on this, is they have this design here, right? So they got a badge in the front, but then they put the same logo on the back. I don't know how I would just prefer if they're going to do the one logo on the back, do this one here on the back, and then maybe do this something different. Like make this a little different so I'm not just flipping it over to see the same thing. Yeah, it has that like little Leo symbol on the inside. I don't know if the rest is supposed to be like a galaxy or something like that, like, you know, a star system type thing. The Chosfox logo is actually nice. I would have preferred it over here or something to that effect, but cool. This is Clear 2048. If you guys want to see the box for it, it's from KBD Fans. And then we're using the Chosfox White Fox switches, is it called? Let me see. White Fox linear switches. All right, let's see what it sounds like We're gonna try with no foam, and then I'm also gonna swap this out for a GMK spacebar and some GMK alphas. But let's see what this sounds like with the PBT fans, because these are, I believe these are actually PBT, or polycarbonate rather, polycarbonate keycaps. So let's see what it sounds like with the PC keycaps, and then we'll swap it out. I want some RGB. Love the spacebar. I don't know if I'm like, I think the alphas, actually, maybe not. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as SLV. The alphas seem a little off to me, while I think this spacebar is great. I'm gonna swap for some GMK stuff really quick, and then we're gonna put foam in it. Actually, you know what? Let's do foam next. We can do a whole bunch of switching out here. I don't mind the spacebar though. I think the spacebar is quite nice. It's the alphas I was a little bit meh on. Fuck, I think GMK is gonna sound, that looks so weird with the GMK. It kind of looks like this is just like glitched. Like visually, this does not, my brain does not really compute that. It's so interesting. What a cool effect that is. Dead pixels? Yeah, kinda. I think the GMK is a little bit more full than the polycarbonate keycaps. I don't know, I think this keyboard has potential, man. Okay, so let's do one thing then. Let's do a swapping out of the switch for the spacebar first. So the PC caps are, like the PC keycaps are not that bad. I actually don't mind them. I still think I slightly prefer using GMK though. Let's try an HMX. Actually sounds pretty good. So I think right now I'm very much leaning to the, I think this keyboard's gonna sound great if we swap the keycaps. So I'm kind of leaning to not even, I mean, we could just install the foam, see how that sounds. And then I'm down to swap out the keycaps to GMK. At least we got to see something cool with the PC ones, but let's give it a shot with the foam first. All right, let's put the case foam though. Okay, let's actually put on the other keycaps and we'll do a nice little A/B comparison here. Wait, the PC on the HMX switch kind of sounds nice. Hold on, hold on. I also preferred the GMK alphas, but I am curious about one thing. We're gonna do a quick swap for switches on some alphas. And let's actually put in some more of those macchiato switches. Should have enough to fill this up with a few more. Let's see, do I got enough? Sounds more better now. It matches the sweet RGB a little bit. So there's a big difference in switches too. So the G and the H are the HMX. The J and the K are the white Fox linears. So we got, again, white Fox. They don't sound bad. The D and the F are also white Fox. There's a lot more of a deep sound profile from HMX. And I think what you're hearing on the White Fox is the upstroke. I do think this board has a lot of potential. There's nothing I don't like about it. I think the board is pretty solid across everything here. I think this would sound great with no foam, using different switches. Even like if you use non-long pull switches, this would probably sound great. However, I'm not a big fan of this particular top badge. I know you can just take this off, which is nice to see. This board comes in at about $180. I think with the discount code and all the rest of this stuff, you're not looking at a huge amount of money for this. Sorry, $168 with the discount of $4. I think there's like a little discount you get now, and then an additional discount code you can get. But let's just say it's $168. For $168, it's not bad. Is it better than the NEO80? I think this has a different sound profile than the NEO80. The NEO80 is still a very deeper and a slight bit quieter, I've noticed, than some of the other stuff I've tried. And then I think this does kind of fall kind of in between the Luminkey as well. It kind of falls into that same category of sound profile, I feel, as like the Luminkey. But this is not bad. If you were interested in something like this, very simple, pretty straightforward, then this might be a great little pickup. I kind of do like these keycaps on it, though. I really don't want to take this off. This looks pretty sweet. So it's solid across the board. Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid keyboard. Good front height of 20 mil with a cherry lip there, so that's nice too. I do not feel myself needing to float my wrists or anything like that, so. Pretty nice. The combo of these caps and switches makes for a very beautiful looking keyboard, yes. This is aluminum, yes, and then the plate is PC, which I think the plate is actually a good choice as polycarbonate. It does come with a pre-force break as well, which is nice to see. Ultimately, though, my honest opinion, if you guys are in the market for a TKL, I think my two favorite ones so far of the cheaper TKLs or stuff that's a little bit more price-friendly is probably, I'm going to say this guy and the Luminkey. I still like the NEO80 a lot, but I feel like the NEO80, at least for me, and this comes from personal preferences, isn't my cup of tea sound-wise. I still prefer these type of sound profiles rather than a Luminkey. And I also want to bring one thing up too. I feel like I need to say this. I know a lot of people on like YouTube comments and stuff too, they'll say like I don't use enough different switches. But then here's my take on this. If I use so many different switches and the switch is not good and we're also reviewing a keyboard, then it becomes a mixed review because I'm not really reviewing the keyboard at that point. I'm just trying random shit and merging them all together unless a vendor's asking for it. Like for example, the vendor asked us to use the CHOS-FOX switches today, which is fine. We can use stuff that they send. But if I'm doing a board and like I'm just tossing in random switches for the sake of being different, I'm not really reviewing anything. I'm just making Frankenstein keyboards and hoping they sound good. So going forward, I know you guys probably don't care, but maybe someone who catches this on YouTube does. I'm probably going to stick to the same stuff I've been doing, which is trying stuff that I know sounds good. That way there we get better looks at different keyboards. At least this way here, if I know that Cherry Nixies or HMX switches or KTT Roses or whatever switch that I end up really liking sounds good on particular keyboards, we can know that, hey, if that particular switch does not sound good, then we know for a particular keyboard that, hey, these will sound like poo.